nickel, get some experience. Physically, he can do it. He'll be able to handle it if he gets a little bit stronger, which he has plenty of time to do. Start him out at nickel and then see what you have after that. Are you going to play him at corner? Can he play safety? But he's versatile, and he's a kid that I think could factor in early when he gets to Georgia Tech.
Yeah, a lot of early recruiting momentum for Georgia Tech, currently third in the team rankings in the ACC behind Clemson and Florida State. Brian, thank you so much. You can read more of his work online at 247sports.com. Also, if you want that exclusive, juicy information, you can become a VIP member. Highly recommend that. Blessed with big paws. That's what our director of scouting, Andrew Ivins, used to evaluate our next guest. The IMG Academy defensive lineman made an impact for one of the top football factories in the country. And now he has his sights set on continuing his dominance at the next level. So without further ado, it is my pleasure to welcome in Jaden Jackson to the College Football Recruiting Show. Jaden is here to tell us where he's headed, but first, I got to ask you some questions. What were some important factors that went into your decision, Jaden?
A bunch of important factors were definitely, the development on and off the field. Where can I go to, make a big impact, and just what felt right for. Hello.
Jaden, you've reached this point of the process, and you are here at the finish line. No one's able to do it alone. Who are some people that you have to thank about getting you to this moment?
I definitely want to thank my mom and God for everything they've done for me, for their continuous blessings. She sacrificed everything for me to be here, and I'm living not only for my mom and parents, but I'm living for the ancestors that I've had before me. Coming to America and just. I also want to thank my coaches, every single coach that has continuously took time out of their day to spend with me, coach and develop me as a player and better my game. I want to thank my brothers and my family, just for pushing me. I want to thank my uncle for helping me with everything in my recruiting process.
I love it.
24/7 for having me, and I want to thank Indianapolis. I'm here in Indianapolis, my hometown, Nap or Nothing. They're a local brand out here. And with that being said, I think my mom would like to tell you where we're going. I'm going to university.
Oh my goodness, what a celebration. That is fantastic. We got some breaking news here. Oklahoma, it is for Jaden Jackson. Man, I feel bad keeping you from the party that's happening right now, but we gotta learn more. I mean, Jaden, what stood out about Brent Venables and his program that ultimately led to your commitment today?
Oklahoma. Let me know in the chat, guys. Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? Make sure everything's on point. Let me know in the chat. Can you guys hear me? Let me know if y'all can hear me in the chat. Let me know. Put a thumbs up in the chat if you guys can hear me. Let me know. All right, but anyways, make sure you guys do me a huge favor. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you ain't already. Let me know that you guys are in here. Okay, so we got a few things to talk about today. Obviously, you guys have seen Jaden just committed to Oklahoma. Brent Venables has some things to say today, and we're gonna talk about that too. Yeah, took a nice little jab at Mario Cristobal and the Miami Hurricanes today. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna also talk about the ACC scheduling, where the game's gonna be played, Raycon and the CW Sports. it's tough. ESPN has basically, accepted some of those offers to air some of those ACC games. Well, most of those ACC games on Raycom and the CW. So we'll talk about that too. A lot of fans are pissed off about that. As you guys can see in the thumbnail and the graphic, Florida State saying they won out of the ACC. I mean, I think at this point we all won out of the ACC, but we're gonna talk about that. I'm gonna bring up the Brett Venables thing. We're also gonna talk about recruiting. Recruiting. How's it going for Miami? What's needed to be done? What should happen? And I want your thoughts and opinions on a certain thing. We're gonna talk about the topic here about basically NIL. NIL. Where has it turned for Miami? How we doing versus last year and this, that, and the third. So let me go ahead and share this with you guys real quick. Guys, as you come on in, please do me a huge favor, hit the like button. Hit the like button. All right, so here we go. Share screen.
Brent, this despite 6 and 7, the recruiting. Brent, despite 6 and 7, the recruiting class tells a different narrative. Is that a reflection? Brent, despite 6 and 7, the recruiting class tells a different narrative. Is that a reflection of, despite what 6 and 7 shows last year, that kids are still buying into what you're selling?
Yeah, that's good. And there's lots of ways you can be 6 and 7. None of it's any good, right? But had we gotten blown out by a Middle Tennessee,
Right.
had we gotten beat by Florida State 45-3,
Right.
The conversation's probably a little different.
Brent, despite 6 and 7, the recruiting class tells a different narrative. Is that a reflection of, despite what 6 and 7 shows last year, that kids are still buying into what you're selling?
Yeah, that's good. And there's lots of ways you can be 6 and 7. None of it's any good, right? But had we gotten blown out by a Middle Tennessee,
Right.
had we gotten beat by Florida State 45-3,
Right.
The conversation's probably a little different.
Brent, despite 6 and 7.
My bad, guys. Having a little bit of technical difficulty. The software streaming app that I'm using, having a little technical difficulties or whatever. But anyways, hopefully you guys heard what Brett Venables had to say. Let me know what you guys thoughts are. You can put your thoughts and opinions in the comments So I see Brett Venables. Okay, so Brett Venables basically was saying that Oklahoma, they were 6-7 last year, had a terrible year, but he used it to talk about Miami and Mario Cristobal and where this program is. Basically, talking about us getting beat by Middle Tennessee and getting blown out by Florida State. Now, I'm not gonna go toe for toe with Brett Venables because some of their losses on their schedule last year was not as terrible as ours, but at the same time, your number one rival, which is Texas, you got beat 49-0. 49-0. Let that sink in. You got beat 49-0. You're a glass house, my guy, but you out here throwing stones. That's tough. That's tough. Brett Venables, have a seat. Have a seat. Tell Brett Venables I said.
Stop it. Get some help.
Brett Venables just wanted to take that opportunity to talk about the University of Miami. Obviously, Mario's frustrating them. Mario's got this guy frustrated. A lot of the recruits that they're going up against, Oklahoma and Miami is going toe for toe. Ohio State and some Georgia battles, some Alabama battles, and this, that, and the third. So, Miami is like a thorn in his foot. Miami is like a thorn in his foot. He actually have to put in work and have to use I would use the word overpay when it comes to NIL for some of these kids because Mario is going toe for toe with this guy. Now, I ain't the one to tell people to throw money around because, it ain't my money to throw. But at this point, I think Mario got to get petty. I think Mario literally got to just say, you know what? Let's run the bag up on some of these guys. If we ain't going to flip them, at least make them overpay. Next time he won't, have my team or my name in his mouth. He'll keep his mouth shut. We got to get petty sometimes. We got to get petty. We got to teach some lessons out here. Run them bags up. Mario, run them bags up. This year, it seems like Miami is losing out on a lot of battles, whiffing on some of these recruits because it's the bag. Obviously, you see what the Florida Gators are doing. Billy was scared money last year. They were scared. They weren't trying to throw no money, other than the Jaden Rashada situation. This year, they're putting the bag on the floor, like they like to say on Twitter. They're putting the bag on the floor. Miami, at this point, they just going to have to put the bag on the floor, plain and simple. If we're going to get the recruits that we want and need, they got to put the bag on the floor. They got to start upping these NIL. Now, I'm not saying that, throw this money at any kind of kid or whatever. These 5 stars, these program changers, these guys that you absolutely need in this class, these system turnaround kind of guys, you're going to have to start throwing the bag. Plain and simple. 6 and 5 and 7 is a hard deal to sell to a kid. Obviously, it's not a walk in the park like last year. Last year, we could have told them the vision, this is what we planning on doing, and then, they didn't see the games. So this year, we can't tell them, like, hey, this is what we're going to do, this is what we're going to do, because the product that was on the field last year was absolutely terrible. Josh Gaddis' offense was horrendous. So now you can't sell certain things to receivers or anything. It's a wait and see kind of deal. Wait and see. They have to wait and see what we're going to put on the field. A lot of these receivers, Jeremiah Smith, one of the guys they talked about, right before Jaden just committed to Oklahoma. He's one of those guys that it's going to be a tough battle to beat out Ohio State to flip him if we end up flipping him. I honestly don't believe that Jeremiah Smith will be a Miami Hurricane. And I say that to say this. I believe he ends up at Ohio State. Ohio State receiving Brian Harline. What he's going to do with them, the receivers up there, it's going to look like it's looked for the last couple of years. I don't see Miami flipping them because here's going to be the next excuse that I think is going to come from a Jeremiah Smith. Well, Tyler Van Dyke went out there. The offense looked great. Y'all produced. But Tyler Van Dyke is now gone. Who's the quarterback? Is it Emory Williams? Is it Judd? Who? Is it Jakari Brown? None of these guys have proven anything yet. I honestly think he's going to go to Ohio State. Ohio State has recruited better quarterbacks than we have in the past couple of years. It is what it is. So at the end of the day, sometimes for the players that you want, I honestly think you got to drop that bag. You got to drop that bag, plain and simple. Now, ACC Network put out a tweet earlier. Basically, the games are going to be aired on the CW. Certain games will be on the CW and Raycom. I don't even know what Raycom is, to be honest with you. Raycom is I'm gonna sound crazy, but is that Ray J? Did Ray J get a channel or something? Because I've never heard of Raycon. Never actually heard of Raycon. So at the end of the day, man, I think money got to be thrown. Money got to be thrown nowadays. It is what it is. Miami came out strong last year with Life Wallet. The Florida Gators couldn't bid with us when it came to Life Wallet. Ruiz was out here doing the thing or two. He was very loud. Now, obviously, you know, the situation with Life Wallet, I don't know how the politics and all that behind that and the whole, you know, the stocks and everything like that. But apparently Life Wallet is not vocal and they're not, you know, involved as much, or if they are, I haven't heard. So, you know, the NIL thing is not very loud in Miami right now. So I'm not quite sure what they're selling the kids on, how much and what it is, the figure amounts and stuff like that. But I do believe that we got to drop the bag. We got to drop the bag. We got to start dropping the bag if we want these recruits. Now, I've thought about it and I've had some rebuttals to my own thoughts on dropping the bag. Why not drop it on, you know, guys that's coming out of the transfer portal that has proven something at a college level, and you know, go from there. Do the Mike Norvell thing, you know, recruit through the transfer portal. But then again, you do have the guys that's on your team that you got to keep them too, because people are going to try to, you know, get them through NIL deals. And then I thought about it too. You have to recruit at the high school level, because let's just be honest, transfer, you'll get them for like maybe 1 or 2 years. But if you can get a good solid kid out of, you know, high school, you can have that guy for 3 to 4 years. So it's an up and down roller coaster, man. But I kind of want you guys' opinions. This was an unscheduled live, guys. I kind of want you guys' opinions on this. I am going to put the link in the chat because I do want this to be a discussion. I just don't want to, you know, rant and, you know, talk all day and everything like that. I want to give you guys an opportunity to come in here and talk about this Brett Venables, you know, talk about this ACC. All right, can you guys hear me now? Not there. I think I fixed the issue. I don't know what's going on with this app. I've been having a lot of issues with it. Can you guys hear me? Let me know in the chat. Can you guys hear me? Put a thumbs up in the chat if you can hear me now. Hopefully I fixed the issue. All right. So, yeah, the link is in the chat. I want you guys' thoughts and opinions on this. What Brett Venables had done basically is use last year's you know, Miami season to basically negative recruit us. And I know it's frustrated for him. I know, because we're going after basically mostly all the guys that they're going after. Another big fish that hasn't, you know, popped yet is David Stone. David Stone is coming down to, Miami's in the race, Oklahoma's in the race, obviously. That's the hometown team. So I know it's frustrating for him. I know you got to up the bag. If Miami don't up the bag in recruiting this year, guys, we're going to continue to get, the 3 stars of the world and this, that, and third. I mean, it is what it is. Some of y'all want to say throw the star system out of the way, and then we look at the success of the programs that has these top 4 or 5 star guys, and then it's a whole debate. And then we'll have the once in a blue moon, a 3-star or 2-star guy that, went all the way and was great and, became a gold jacket and everything like that. But at the end of the day, when you're looking at teams now in this century, in these past 10 years or whatever, the teams that are constantly going to the playoffs, the teams that are constantly winning championships, those teams have a high volume of 4 and 5 stars. So those are the guys that you're going to need. I'm not saying that 3 stars are, you can't make it work with them, or you're not going to find a dog. You will, definitely. But at the end of the day, the numbers ain't numbering when it comes to, winning championships with, lower stars or whatever. You need the 4 and 5 stars. It is what it is. Like I said, guys, the link is in the chat. I'm going to put it in there one more time. Anybody want to chime in? I kind of don't want to just sit here and rant. The link is in the chat. We can make this a discussion. Like I said, unscheduled live. Guys, make sure you hit the like button too. Hit the like button. So, obviously, now we're going to wait on the ACC to see where, the schedule is going to go. What's going to happen? What games will be played on ESPN, and what games will end up being played on basically the CW Sports and what's the other one? Raycom. I don't even know what Raycom is. Now, let me run through the chat real quick, see who I was in here actually. I know the trolls should be here. Miss Ellen, how you doing? Normal guy, what's going on with you? The Gator, Matthew Walker, what's going on? Troy, what's going on? Dimitri, what's good with you? Hurricane Speed in the building, what's going on? Hurricane Speed, how you doing, my guy? The Gator fan, he came in here. Gator, I don't know why the Gator laughing. Like, wasn't the Gator a part of his decision? He chose Oklahoma over Miami and Florida and Texas. So I don't know what he's laughing for. He wasn't a 5-star. He was actually a 4-star. I think he's a 4-star on all the metrics, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's a composite 4-star, if I'm not mistaken. So I only go off the composite, which is all 4 sites combined. I don't pick which site and then, whichever one favors us, then I go with that one. Nah, I just pick the composite. If they got him listed as a composite 3-star, he's a 3-star. If they got him listed as a composite 4-star, he's a 4-star. If he's a 5-star on 0-3, but he's a composite 4-star, he's a 4-star to me. That's how I do it. Says, look like Venables done roasted Cristobal twice. Hey, it be like that. Like I said, Miami got to start putting that money on the flow. Put that money on the flow. That's been the whole thing this whole week. Whiffing on these recruits, man. You got to put that money on the flow. It's not like we're a championship, caliber team right now. It's plain and simple. You got to put that money on the flow. You can't tell these kids, hey, we're a championship quality team, we're winning championships, this, that. Even the teams that are winning championships are putting the money on the floor. Georgia's putting the money on the floor. Georgia's class right now is absolutely ridiculous. They're doing what a championship team should do, and they're still putting the money on the floor for these kids. They're still outbidding teams that are going up and down with them when it comes to all these recruits. Georgia is not afraid to put the money on the floor. And they're winning championships. They're not just selling, hey, come here, you go to the league, and, you win championships. I mean, Alabama could do so. Ohio State could say that. Clemson, even, not too far out, they could say that. So at the end of the day, even the teams that are winning and making the playoffs and making runs, they're still putting the money on the floor. So at this time, coming off a 5-7 season, Miami's got to start putting the money on the floor, plain and simple. Stop backing off the NILs. We got to continue. Last year, we did a phenomenal job with NIL. We got to do it again. We got to stay consistent. We can't just feel this thing out. No. We saw what happened with Texas A&M last year. The year before, they went all in. They got the number one class. They put the money on the floor. Last year, they said, you know what? Let's chill. Let's sit back. Let's see where this NIL thing goes. And obviously, you see the class dropped off. You saw the drop off from the number one class to wherever they landed last year. This year, Texas A&M say, you know what? Forget it. We're putting the money on the floor. And you see a huge uplift in their recruiting. So at the end of the day, the way NIL is going right now, Miami, put the money on the floor. Put the goddamn money on the floor. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Put the money on the floor. Let these kids know, hey, we building this, we building that. We need y'all to believe and we need y'all to come on in. But at the same time, the NIL deals are here. We gonna have to start outbidding some of these guys, plain and simple. Plain and simple. Now, I know some of y'all going to say, well, if you do so, you're going to overpay for some kids. I don't look at it necessarily like that. I look at it like this. If I have some positions of need, and this guy, to me, if I came up with a number, let's say I came up with $1 million, just throwing a number out there. This kid is worth $1 million to me. If he's willing to go to Georgia for 700, then, obviously, I'll still give him that meal because at the end of the day, I need him more than Georgia do. I need him more. And that meal hopefully will shift the tides my way so he could come play for me because I need him. Georgia might have players stacked up, whatever. He might just be a death piece to them, but he's a position of need to us. So at the end of the day, that million values, it's different. It's just different. It's not, I don't think it's overpaying that way. But plain and simple, I think Miami, at this point, after 5-7, they got to put that money on the floor. They got to put that money on the floor. Plain and simple. Chris, what's going on with you, boss? I see we got some Gators in here. Y'all whiffed on them too. Don't come up in here talking crazy like y'all ain't just whiffed on them. Y'all don't come in here saying he wasn't a take. Don't come in here saying y'all weren't recruiting them hard. There's evidence everywhere. There's evidence everywhere. So don't come in here spitting that Gator crap. Y'all were going after him hard. Y'all didn't get him. It is what it is. We didn't get him either. Congratulations to the Oklahoma Sooner. That was a huge get for them. That was a huge get. Let me see. Chris, Coach Coop, Sim, tomorrow playing. Okay. Hey, shout out to Coach Coop. It says Stone is OU 2. Count on that. I wouldn't be surprised if he does. I think, like I said, if Miami's going to get a David Stone, they're going to have to put that money on the floor. Plain and simple. Ain't much you could sell. Obviously, you could hear, Brett Venables, basically negative recruiting Miami. Obviously, all these other schools can do so too. I mean, Ohio State, where we're going up against a lot of guys. Alabama can do that. Georgia can do that. Any team could do that. Man, you just see them lost to Middle Tennessee. They got blown out by Duke. Florida State came down there, had their way with them. Who else? Pitt. All that stuff, man. At the end of the day, we ain't in no position right now to negotiate. We got to put that money on the floor. We ain't got nothing to stand on. We can't sell these guys no offense. We can't sell these guys no defense. Everything is brand new right now. The defensive coordinator is new. The offensive coordinator is new. It is what it is. Put the money on the floor. Put the money on the floor. Put the money on the floor. Like I played the song in the beginning of the stream. Spend it. You got to spend it. Spend a check and get it right back. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. I'm gonna put the link in the chat again. Like I said, I don't want to sit here just running with you guys. I kind of do want, some thoughts and opinions. Let me run through some of these chats again. All right. Let me see. It seems like a new name. I don't think I've seen this name in a while. I don't think we get in the top 10 of recruiting this year. If we put the money on the floor, we will. If we put the money on the floor, we will. There'll be a lot of flips going on if we put the money on the floor. The Florida Gators, look at their class. They putting the money on the floor. Now, I do believe we'll end up with a better record than Florida. I believe we'll put out a better product than Florida this season. Obviously, I don't came here and told you guys plenty of time. I think Florida's going 4-8 this season. I'm standing on that. They're putting the money on the floor. Most of their guys probably will flip. They probably will flip. They probably will go somewhere else. They probably will get exposed during the season. Miami, on the other hand, I think our offense is going. It can't get no worse than it was last year. It can't get no worse, plain and simple. I think Tyler Van Dyke going to improve. I think the receivers going to have, better numbers. I think our offense cannot go down. It could only go up from what it was last year. If you watch that offense last year, ain't no way in hell we get worse than that. I think it's going to be a tremendous upside, that selling that offense to wide receivers all across the country, plain and simple. I think our defense is going to go up too. All these guys that we got that, performed well last year, more experience, more depth. Come on, man. I think, like I said, we got a better upside than they do. So us putting the money on the floor and them putting the money on the floor is a total different thing. This year, if we can improve, if we could at least win 8 games this season, I think the sky's the limit when it comes to recruiting. Because right now, a lot of these recruits, a lot of these top-name recruits, they don't want to commit to the University of Miami right away. They want to see the product on the field. So we're playing the late games with most of these guys down in, October, November kind of deal. So at the end of the day, put the money on the floor. Put it on the floor. Right now, we don't have no leverage with these kids. It's easy to negative recruit us. HD says he won't last in Oklahoma. We'll see. The verdict ain't out on, whether it's the recruit or you talking about Brett Venables. We'll see. I mean, it's just funny to me that he came out and, said all that about Miami after getting beat by Texas 49-0. That's tough. That's tough. That's your rival. At least we scored 3 points, god dang it. At least we scored 3 points. And at least we ain't scored them 3 points at the end of the game, calling a timeout with like 42 seconds left. At least we scored 3 points, god dang it. Dang, look how far we done fall, man. God dang it. That's tough. That's tough. If we get 8 wins, like I said, a lot of these guys will flip. But it's going to take more than just us winning them games. We're going to have to put that bag down. We're going to have to drop that bag. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. I was not for it. But then when I see all the top guys that we're going after are choosing to go other places, and guess what? Those other places are dropping the bag. We don't got no leverage no more. We ain't got no leverage. After what they saw last year, we got to drop the bag too. We got to drop the bag. We can't, fall back from dropping the bag. Last year we dropped bags. Listen, we ain't gonna sugarcoat it. Last year we dropped bags. And we end up with a top 7 class. This season, right now, we're in the 20s, halfway through July. We gotta drop them bags. Plain and simple. It's legal. Ain't nobody coming after you. Drop them bags. Let them kids know, man. Hey, how much he offering you? All right, cool. We'll give you this much. Man, that's tough. Man. Shout out to Mike Norvell for hopping on to dropping them bags in the transfer portal ahead of time. Because I ain't gonna lie to you, I would rather drop that money in the transfer portal where you get a guy like a Javion Cohen who has proven, has done what he's done at Alabama, So if you're paying for this guy, then you know what you're getting. You know the quality that you're getting at a college level. So at the end of the day, the position that we're in right now, with recruiting, with 5 and 7, with a terrible offense, getting blown out by Middle Tennessee and all them other teams, we gotta drop the bag. We gotta drop the bag. Plain and simple. Drop that bag. Drop that bag. That's tough. Man, let me see. Let me just skip some of these chats and get straight to the top. You said we need to drop the bag for Trader. We need to drop the bag for Trader. All those guys, but it ain't even about the bag with some of those guys. Some of those guys, even if you drop the bag right now, they still need to see the product on the field. They still need to see the product on the field. Guys like a Jeremiah Smith, guys like a JoJo Trader, those guys, they could get the bag anywhere. Those 4 or 5-star guys, those highly rated guys, the ones that everybody's going after, they can get the bag from anywhere. So if Miami got the bag and they're performing, I think we get them. Obviously, a guy like Jeremiah Smith, to flip him from Ohio State is going to be tough. I don't even think that happens. I don't even think we flip him. The guys like JoJo Trader, whose recruitment is still open, those guys, I think are more, attainable. Look at what they just said. Look at what they just said about Jeremiah. Jeremiah is trending more to Florida than he's actually trending to Miami. Now, obviously, if you look at the wish list or you look at the mark list of guys that we're recruiting, guys that we expect to have in these classes, we whiffed on almost that whole list, almost the whole list of top recruits. Now, obviously, we got some great guys in this class. Whether they listed as 3 stars or not, we still got some great guys in this class. But if you look at that list of guys that we're going after, because we got a widespread net when it comes to recruiting. We recruiting all across the country, not just in South Florida, not just in the state of Florida. So to get some of these guys to come here after 5 and 7, new offense coordinator, new defensive coordinator, terrible offense last year, and those blowouts, you got to drop the bag. You got to drop the bag. And obviously, you got to go out and perform. Plain and simple. The dropping the bag ain't going to work unless we go out and perform. So at the end of the day, most of our recruiting battles is going to be in October and November. October and November, guys. October and November. Might even come down all the way to National Signing Day. That's where we are right now. That's the honest to God truth. And if anybody else tell you otherwise, tell them go stick their head somewhere. That's tough. They let Oregon transfer start for us at tight end. I don't think that guy's going to start for us. I really don't believe he's going to start. You're talking about Cam. I don't think that. I think he's like an 8-year veteran or whatever. I don't think he's starting. I don't. My most concern when it comes to starting would be a Corey Flagg, because from what I'm hearing, that Streeter did not Streeter, X did X and Streeter, they did a Twitter space the other day, and they was talking about a Corey Flagg and him being a leader and him working the hardest on the team when it comes to linebacker. So that's the position I'm worried about. That's where my mind is at. Are we going to see Corey Flaggs out there, a guy that can't go from side to sideline, better than some of the other guys that we've recruited and got on the team? So I'm not really worried about the tight end. I don't think he's going to start over Elijah, or I don't think he's going to start over Skinner. I think he's just a depth piece. I think it's just the end of the road for him, to be honest with you. I could be wrong, but that's how I feel. Let me see. Duke is about to upset Clemson. That's tough. We don't play Duke this year, so I ain't got nothing to say about them Blue Devils. A lot of Hurricanes transferred over there too. So if you guys are going to watch the Blue Devils this year, look out for Al Blades. See if he starts. See if he making the improvements and make a last push to see if he can get to the NFL. But we'll see. You said run up the money. I thought the 305 culture was good enough to bring the recruits. That's what y'all say. Listen, y'all up there in Gainesville dropping bags, paying kids to literally commit. Running up y'all checks or whatever. What makes you think we're not gonna do it? I'm talking about Georgia, the national champions. They just won back-to-back national championships, and they still dropping the bags. They got a firm understanding that you got to drop the bag. You got to drop the bag. Even if you're a winning program, to continue to win and to continue to go at the rate that they're going, they're going to have to drop the bag. All right, so I got young Seminole in the building, and I got 85 Kane. What's going on with you boys? Can y'all hear me?
I got you, TTY.
All right, man. What's your thoughts, man?
I just want to sit here and listen to see if you catch anything stupid to say, so I had to get there and twist you up. But you ain't said nothing crazy yet.
Hey,
So
man,
I just been pausing and waiting.
Hey, shout out to the honesty, man. 85 Kane, what's good with you? All right, well, 85 Kane, we can't hear you. I don't know if you're talking. But yeah, what do you think? Basically, Florida State, y'all doing y'all recruiting thing. It's been a little slow.
Wait. Pause. Hold on. Did you just give us a hands up on that one? Because anytime you do a video about Florida State, it's always you dagging on us. So I'm trying to.
No, I didn't give you no compliment.
Doing all right.
I say y'all doing y'all little recruiting thing. I didn't go in it. I didn't go left yet, and I didn't go right with it. So y'all been getting little scraps here and little scraps there. Nothing major. Nothing nobody in the country would die over.
Ricky Knight.
Ricky Knight was a project kid for anybody.
Miami
for everybody. If he goes to Florida State, he ain't starting tomorrow.
Miami wanted him though.
He'll probably start in 2-3 years. So
you're probably right.
And if he goes to Miami, it's the same deal. So to me, he's not a game changer right away. So
we don't know that though. We don't know that though.
I know that.
TCY, come on now.
He's in my backyard. I know that.
TCY, you know as well as I do. Majority of players in the NFL were 3-star players coming out of high school. How you know he ain't gonna end up being a baller? Listen,
this guy is a project kid. We got bigger fish on the board, plain and simple. Even at Florida State, even y'all fan base, even y'all writers, even y'all experts has already admit that this kid is a project. He's a project. I'm not denying you. I'm just telling you. How you know? So us losing him to y'all or to anybody else, I'm not gonna cry over that spill milk.
Hey, but if we had lost him, y'all sure would be barking about it.
It's a part of the game. It's a part of the game.
It's my turn.
Have we gotten
no real talk though. We are doing
Jackson
decent recruiting. Luke Cormerhawk, he wasn't even ranked when Norvell found him, and now he's third on 3 and 247, so that's not bad.
Now, obviously our quarterback commit, Judd Anderson, he's underrated. Miami found a diamond in the rough. A diamond in the rough. I was telling guys, man, this dude's 6'6", 210 pounds. This is a specimen that was under the radar. And a lot of people were like, oh, man, he was in that wing T offense and this, that, and the third. And then he went and played a 7-on-7 up there in Georgia, 7-on-7 tournament in Georgia. Kirby Smart offered the man right away. Was talking him, spitting that Georgia game, trying to flip him so freaking bad from Miami. Obviously, he's flying under the radar, and that's cool. I love it. I'm glad that he's loyal to the University of Miami.
It's good when the coaches can find diamonds in the rough. It's good. It's good for that.
Now let me ask you this. Now on the Florida State side, you guys, recruiting has been slow for you guys. Now for the past couple of days, past couple of weeks,
This month is
y'all picked up a little bit. Yeah, picked up a little bit this month. But for a while, it was like, you're just watching the dust fly. Nobody's committing. Nobody want to play for the 10-3 team. You watching Miami and you watching Florida get all the commits.
Every day. You can't be pulling people every day. Even Alabama has slow days.
I mean, exactly. But
it's okay.
Right about now, a week ago, Alabama was in the 30s. Now they're I think they're in the 14s and whatever. Once they get rolling and start getting they commitments, you're gonna start see where their class really pinned out. Alabama is definitely a top 10, top 5 recruiting class this year, but it don't look that way because it's only July.
Look, this was what I'm gonna say because you done pointed out before. You're gonna wait to the end to December because there's a lot of top players with Miami in their top 10s, top 5s, whatever. And when you say that, you can say the same thing about Florida State too, because there's a lot of top players with Florida State in their top 5 who, if you listen to them talk about Florida State, they trend in that right direction. So I ain't worried about it. Charles Lester, we're gonna pick him up on the 28th.
Like I've been saying this whole live, Miami's recruiting is going all the way down to signing day. We ain't got a leg to stand on right now. We just came off of 5-7. Offense looked terrible. Defense getting blown out by everybody and their mamas. So at the end of the day, our recruiting is gonna go straight down to signing day.
I think all good teams do because even when Jimbo Fisher was at Florida State, we still have, classes to go down to signing day to get top 10, top 5 classes when Jimbo was there. So I mean, it don't bother me none.
Now, fortunately for us, the first half of our schedule is pretty easy. We could literally be 6-0. Only challenge is Texas A&M.
Go watch out for Ohio. That's your real challenge.
Man, we're not worrying about no Ohio.
You play the real Miami. You gonna have to learn something. Y'all learned about Tennessee last year. Y'all learned about Middle Tennessee last year.
We ain't gonna do that. I got a treatment for you.
See, when you came up to Miami.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man. Shit, I'm saying.
We are not losing to no Miami or Ohio. They not the real Miami.
You said that about Middle Tennessee last year.
Miss me with that.
You said that about Middle Tennessee last year.
85 Canes, what's going on with you?
What's going on, T2R?
Man, what's good, boss?
Hey, man, I'm just enjoying the show, tuning in.
Man, we got to drop that bag, bro. What you think?
I mean, we dropping the bags, bro. We dropping the bags. Mario, I just think with everything what's going on, I think these young men really looking at our rosters. People keep hollering, we don't have depth, but look at our roster now with everything we got coming in. The guys committed for 2024. Besides offensive linemen and defensive linemen, it's really like they want to play. So we going after these big whales and all these 4-5-star recruits. They want to play early. Miami can't offer them that. Look at everything what's going to be in front of them. Look at receiver. Even if Restrepo leave, even if Kobe Young leave, you still got Jacoby George, you got Ray, you got Robbie, you still got Shamar Kirk. So, I mean, they looking at the roster, they looking at every position, tight end. You still got Riley Williams, Arroyo, we still got Skinner. Like, they're going to be here for this year and next year. So, you talking about coming in playing early, that's going to be hard to do.
I get that, but you're looking at the other teams like Georgia. They got players stacked on stack, and they still getting these top guys. So we can't use that as an excuse. All the teams that's been winning, right. Granted, we ain't been winning, but you can't tell me that all this talent they're gonna come and sit at Georgia. They could do the same at Miami.
I think we want to drop bags, but I also think Alonzo Highsmith, it's a lot of factors that just playing into it, saying just dropping the bag. Okay, we drop Alonzo Highsmith, they old school. So they looking at it like, I'm not finna get this man no $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, and he ain't played it down to collegiate football.
I get that. I ain't saying go all crazy now. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, if you got a school like Florida's offering this guy a meal or whatever, at least match it or something. At least match it. I ain't saying overpay for them because we ain't seen them do nothing. Like I said, I think Mike Norvell went right about this when he went into the portal and got some guys that you can actually watch their collegiate tape, not some high school shit. But at the end of the day, the way college football is going right now, it's either you get on board or you get left behind. Right now, we got to drop them bags. We ain't got a leg to stand on. What are we selling these kids right now? What can we sell them? We got young coaching staff that ain't never worked with each other. We got 5-7 season. We got blowouts on top of blowouts. We got an empty stadium. What are we selling them? We got to drop that bag.
We got to drop the bag. Like you say, if it's a position of need, I don't mind matching. I don't mind going at least, $250,000 to $500,000 more than what the other school offering. That's what you got to do right now, and definitely because everybody on the wait and see approach.
I'm with you on that. I ain't saying, listen, Florida's offering $1 million. Let's go offer him $1.5 million. Nah, let's offer him $1 million. Let's throw 50,000 on top of that. I ain't telling him to go throw a whole another $500,000 or something. Don't overpay.
Don't overpay.
At the end of the day, we just gotta come to the conclusion that we ain't got a leg to stand on right now. Now, guys like Brent Venables throwing shots, I don't think he the type to even throw these kind of shots, to be honest with you. Because we watched Texas put 49 on you. 49.
49 to 0. I missed that.
Oh, no, I'm going to run it back. Let me run it back. I was having technical difficulties earlier with that anyway. But my God, he said what he said.
He was throwing shade at Miami or like what?
He was throwing shades. He shots was fired. Shots was fired. He didn't even have to. He didn't even have to go the Miami route. He chose the Miami route. And we know why he chose that Miami route. Because Miami has been going toe-to-toe with Oklahoma this whole offseason for all these recruits. So he chose.
And don't forget we just got the cornerback as well from out the transfer.
For those of y'all that tune in that probably didn't hear what Brett Venables had to say, I'm about to share the audio right now. For those of you guys that came in a little bit late, appreciate everybody that's here with us live. I'm gonna have to edit this live after the live go live. After we go off air or whatever, I'm gonna have to edit it because I did play that song in the beginning, and I already know YouTube coming for me. So here's the audio from Brett Venables. Here's what he had to say.
Brett,
here we go again with this crazy.
Despite 6 and 7, the recruiting class tells it.
Every time I share some audio or share something,
narrative. Is that a reflection of?
Let me try to run it back, guys.
Despite what 6 shows last year, the kids are still buying.
You got like a transcript of it, T2I?
Look,
you're selling.
Yeah, that's good. And there's lots of ways you can be 6 and 7. None of it's any good. Right? But if
why is it every time I try to share something on this program, it acts funny? I don't know what's up with it.
Had we been,
let me start it over.
Brett,
and it's still doing it.
Despite 6 and 7, the recruiting class tells it.
Basically, what he said, I'm trying to let it.
He's like, if we would have lost to MS Middle Tennessee State or Florida State 45-3,
You know what? Forget sharing this. Let me Let me do it this. I'll just play it. I'll just play it off the phone.
That was Brett Venables' first year coaching Oklahoma last year, right?
Correct.
What was their record? What was his record?
6 or
7.
So he won one more game than us, but he using us as far as a negative recruiting.
Right. But yet and still, ain't nobody talk about the blowout that he had against Texas or anybody else. Wasn't it Texas that blew them out?
You know what? I don't even blame Brett Venables because that shit we put on the field last year was straight ass.
It was.
So it's easy.
Despite 6 and 7, the recruiting class tells a different narrative. Is that a reflection of, despite what 6 and 7 shows last year, that kids are still buying into what you're selling?
Yeah, that's good. And there's lots of ways you can be 6 and 7. None of it's any good, right? But had we gotten blown out by a Middle Tennessee,
right?
Had we gotten beat by Florida State 45-3,
right?
The conversation's probably a little different.
That's basically it, right?
Wow.
Right. But you know what the funny thing is? The funny thing is we did get beat by Middle Tennessee and we did get blown out by Florida State 45-3, and yet we're still taking your recruits. So basically, who's the problem?
Man, the reason Brett did that is because Miami, like I said, Miami is going for a lot of those recruits that he's going after. Yeah. 5-star David Stone is the next one on the block. Miami's
and that's
going after him hard. He's an Oklahoma homer.
But you got to think, T2Y, look with Oklahoma. I don't blame the man. The man desperate at this point. They're going to the SEC next year. So basically, you finna go from the conference you in to one of the top seeds to being the Vanderbilt. And the SEC, you finna be their doormat. You think they're finna let you come over there and beat up on Georgia, Alabama, Florida?
I give it to Brett Venables, though. He's smart because he know he got to load up now going in there. Because if he don't, he's going to be the Vanderbilt.
But that's why he poking at Mario, because that's what Mario doing with our team. Look at the transformation we've been talking about as far as the players. Look how we building our program from inside out. We building it like we're SEC school. That's why I've been listening to all this talk. Yeah, I understand the money play a big part of it, but honestly and truly, I don't want to leave the SEC. Build my team like the SEC. When we play them, it ain't gonna be no difference. I don't want to go to the SEC where we're going to be a bottom feeder. I don't want to go to the Big Ten where they never going to let us beat Ohio State and Michigan.
I hear what you're saying, but the ACC, our game's going to be on the CW and Raycom, whatever Raycom is.
If we win, all that'll change. This Miami, we know that. The season we had, they don't want to put us on TV.
Did Florida State get Jonathan Daniels? For them, there's a lot of Seminoles in the chat. Seminole fans, did Florida State get Jonathan Daniels?
Yeah, so Florida State fans need to come and chat. Let them talk.
Oh yeah. So they got him. Yeah, I'm looking at it now. They got a commitment out of Jonathan Daniels. Jonathan Daniels committed to them over. If I'm not mistaken, it's Georgia. Was it Georgia and Kentucky? I think it was Georgia and Kentucky.
But even when you go to Georgia, you gonna have to work.
You see what I'm talking about? Hold on, Chris. Chris, you in the portal.
Well,
you see what I'm talking about, Mario? Even Mike Norvell putting the bag on the floor. Gotta put the bag on the floor. You gotta put the bag on the floor. Mike Norvell went around like a church pastor with a collection plate. He said, listen, man, we need this money to get Jonathan Daniels. Y'all gotta put the bag on the floor.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
You said that Norvell had to put the money on the floor, had to put the bag on the floor. The question is how much money is in there? Can they afford it? What are they giving?
Hey, it's like the question, how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? The world may never know. That's how it's supposed to stay. Listen, you don't want those numbers to get out. You don't want that. That right there would be the beginning of inflation. So you're gonna pay this much for this guy, and then you're gonna try to pay me this much? Or you saying I ain't worth as much as he? Man, you about to start a whole war.
Yeah, that's gonna be a money war.
Locker room's gonna be all decimated.
Yeah, you're right about that.
You're gonna have teammates looking at other teammates like, I'm better than that guy, but he getting paid more than I am. Where they do that at?
Right.
Or you gonna have the veterans on the team that ain't getting that kind of money gonna say, well, damn, I put in the work. They saw me on the field. I'm starting, and this guy coming in here getting more than I am. You don't want that information out there.
You don't.
Next thing you know, the whole college football will be paying kids like an NFL contract.
Yeah.
So whatever the bag that is that they threw at Jonathan Daniels, hey, that's Jonathan Daniels' money. That's Jonathan Daniels' secret to keep.
Yeah. They probably gave him a care package, gave him a few dollars, gave him some ramen noodles, a Florida State helmet, the little mini helmet, a little spear, some face paint. You know,
I don't think that's the kind of bag that's flying.
Oh no! I mean, now up under it, that's where the truth lies at. But that's just on the top. Just some party favors.
Yeah, the kind of bags that he probably gonna get from Florida State is a sign right here, please. Go ahead and deposit that. Make sure it's clear. Okay, we're good.
What car you want?
Now, I ain't telling you to go buy a bust down Rollie or anything like that, but you could if you want to.
I mean, you could. Or if you want to keep it plain face presidential, that's completely up to you. Yeah.
My thing is, though, recruiting wise, we ain't got a leg to stand on. Miami ain't got a leg to stand on right now. We got new offensive coordinator. We got new defensive coordinator. The offense looked at trash last year, 100%. It can only go up from there.
Correct.
We got blown out by everybody and their mama.
Correct.
A couple grandmas, too. Shoot.
Yeah.
We got to put the bag on the floor, plain and simple. Plain and simple. After watching all of these battles with other schools back and forth, we're going to lose most of these battles because we ain't showed them nothing. It might be a different conversation come October and November. Might be a different conversation then, but as of right now, if we're gonna battle, because let's just be honest, most of these kids, once they commit now, they're gonna go through. You'll have a couple flips here and there, but most of these kids are gonna stick to their commitments. The percentage show that most of them stick to their, commitment. Whether they transfer in a year or two, most of them actually stick to them commitments once they make them. You get a flip. Right. The percentage of flipping a kid is lower than people actually think.
Yeah. Right about that.
So if they're locking in with all these other schools now, it's gonna be a tougher bag. Might as well drop the bag right now. Give them the number now. Yeah. Give them a number right now that they can't refuse. Because come October and November, when you're in desperate mode, that's when you're going to overpay.
Right. And we got to win games. I mean, we can throw the bag all we want, but at the end of the day, we can have all the money in the world. We can have all the money in the world, but we still got to win games. Don't nobody want to come to a university, to an institution, where you are losing.
And here's the thing, too. If we go out there and lose more games, we're going to have to throw an even bigger bag.
Right. We should not be losing bullshit games.
We can't run away from throwing the bag. We're going to have to throw the bag regardless. It just depends on the size of the bag now. We go out and win game. We looking good. Everything's great. Boom. Bag might be little.
But yeah, T2Y, but
A small bag.
winning carries all.
Now, if we go out there and we losing, this guy that probably was looking at us saying, throw me a meal for 4 years, he might be looking at, well, this might be a 3-4 meal deal. Ain't no way in hell you gonna get me to come. You're gonna have to promise me that you're gonna develop me, and this is what I'm seeing on the field. Plus, you losing all these games. Oh no, that bag got to be even fatter now. Like I said, man, Florida, they went 6 and 7. They throw the bag. They got the number 3 recruiting class in the country right now. Granted that it's only July. I keep saying this, it's a marathon. Granted it's only July, but they dropping the bag and they're locking these kids in. Now, I told y'all, I think Florida's going to have a terrible season. Most of their fans already throw this season in the garbage, and the season ain't even here yet. So they already see writing on the wall. Vegas already got them like a 5-win team this year. So at the end of the day, me saying them going 4-8 ain't too far off. Now, they could go out there and prove me wrong. But at the end of the day, they dropping the bag. They getting the commitments. It is what it is. Mike Norvell just won 10 games. He ain't getting them commitments like that. He's getting some pieces here and there. Congratulations to them on that pickup today. But he's not getting them. He's not getting the picks that he wants. He's not going in there and grabbing what he wants, and then, okay, the other teams that didn't win 10 games or so, y'all get the rest. Y'all get the scraps. You still got to drop the bag. You still got to drop the bag, plain and simple. Let me go back to the chat. There's a lot of, oh man, it's a tough day in Miami, man. Tough day. It's a tough day. You got to start dropping them bags. Hold on, I'll put the link in the chat for you, Chris. Yeah, the link's in the chat. Anybody else out there want to join in on this conversation? The link's in the chat. If y'all don't think we should be dropping the bags, y'all come in here and say so too. I mean, your opinion's your opinion. I'm not gonna, kick you off or cuss you out or anything. You're allowed your opinion. You said that's the problem. Y'all watching other schools, mind your own business and build. When it comes to recruiting, my guy, you gotta watch everybody, especially the people that you're going up against for all these recruits. If I'm recruiting against your school, I gotta know what you're doing. I gotta see what's going on in your class, what you got to offer, all that good stuff. I got to watch you. You are an opponent now.
As well as they watching us.
Miami don't play Oklahoma. Miami don't play Ohio State. They don't play Alabama. They don't play none of them. But in the recruiting, in the offseason, they are all our opponent. Georgia is an opponent. Florida State, Florida, we going after the same guys. You guys are an opponent. I got to watch what y'all doing. I got to watch who coming into y'all. I got to watch, first off, I got to know who the quarterback in your class is. So I can already know if I'm going after half of these receivers, what are my chances of getting them with my quarterback versus your quarterback? I got to know those battles. So it is what it is. He says nobody's watching Miami. You're watching Miami right now. What are you talking about?
Right. Please, that's a bunch of bull. Everybody watch Miami.
If you're a Gator fan, when it comes to recruiting and in the offseason, as much as Mario stuffed Billy Napier in the locker room last year, you got to watch Miami because we going after half of the same guys. If we was going up against, most of the guys that we go up against ain't Florida State, it's Florida.
Right.
And UCF, don't get me wrong, UCF is about to enter the conversation. They already getting started on their 25 and 26 class. They got the Big 12 now. They got the Power 5 status.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously we didn't pay no attention to UCF over here. We didn't watch them and say, "Oh, let me see what UCF going to do it," and talk about them on the channel. No, I'm gonna have to do that in the future though. When we start battling them for recruits, when you start seeing top 4s and top 5s, and you see Miami and you see UCF, and you're like, "Oh, what's going on here?" Then you look at like 10 different guys got Miami and UCF, and they top this, top that. Then you're gonna have to pay. You're gonna have to pay them some attention, whether you want to or not.
And they got a legit coach, T2Y. So, like, we're going to have to start actually paying
a legit coach that came out of the SEC that's having a little bit of success over there, beat Florida.
We're going to have to start paying attention to him a little bit. Like, no lie, little brother going to get some steam eventually.
Yeah, he going to hit puberty. He going to hit puberty.
At the end of the day, Miami played UCF 2 times in history. We beat them both times. But now they're going to be an opponent in the offseason. Unless we put them on the schedule or we schedule some type of way, they're going to be an opponent in the offseason.
It's like this. Look, UCF beat out Florida State for Colin Fox. I mean, you say beat it out. He wanted to be number 1. We already have Landon Thomas. But if UCF isn't starting to come up and starting to play actual real big boy football, he probably don't go to UCF. He probably just plays that number 2 role, comes to Florida State. But since they're now playing big boy football, he gonna ride with UCF and see what they do.
He said, "Stop going by other teams' board. Make your own board. Make your coach's problem." Listen, look at the top players that we're going after. Look at the top players that y'all are going after. Your coach evaluated them. My coach evaluated them. Obviously, they saw the same thing. They saw the measurables. They saw the talent. They saw the tape. They saw what this guy can do. They want him. He's the top of our board. He's the top of y'all board. The metrics that the sites put out for him, some of the coaches might even agree with it. So guess what? Now this guy's a top priority for y'all and us. He drops his top 5. Boom. Florida and Miami is in there. Guess what I'm doing now? I'm paying attention to y'all class, see what y'all got going to surround him, what y'all offering him, what I'm hearing about, whatever it is that y'all selling him. And I'm listening to our side too, so I can get an idea whether or not we're going to get him over you. So whether or not, if I want to watch you or not, I still got to. Show me my opponent. If you're my opponent and I know nothing about you, that's a problem. If I'm playing Florida State, Miami play Florida State every year. If I don't know who's on Florida State roster, if I don't know any of their positions, any of their coaches, what none of them has done, I'm going into that game blind.
Yep.
It's the same with recruiting. I got to know what you got going on so I could have rebuttals, so I could, whether or not it's to negative recruit you or to, one-up you in any kind of way.
And you will watch. I don't care what anybody says. Y'all can lie if you want. But I'm a diehard Florida State fan. But guess what? When Miami plays and when Florida plays, I still catch them in the games because I watch and look and see, do my nose look like they can beat them? How sorry does Florida look? How sorry does Miami look? How's their quarterback look like? How's their defense look like? What's going on with their recruiting? So y'all can say that you don't, but you do down deep.
They can do all of that. Don't pay no attention and do all of that BS all you want to. Bottom line is you have to know the steps of your opponent. Okay, that's the name of the game. And if you don't think that if you don't take the initiative to do that, like my man T2Y just said, you're gonna go in there. You're a fool, basically. You're a fool going in there blind, thinking that that's not gonna happen. Everybody pays attention to everybody. Like just cut the BS with that. Like don't come in here talking about don't worry about this, don't worry about. Everybody worries about everybody. You can sit there and play that if you want to. Ain't nobody gonna sit here and play that crap. Everybody pays attention, especially if we play y'all every year. Look at next year. Who you think we play next year? First game? What you think that recruiting gonna be like? Come on now. And y'all play Florida every single year. We play y'all every single year.
Yep.
What you think that recruiting be like?
I want you guys to go back to last year. I want y'all to look at the mood from last year to the mood for this year. Last year, before the 5-7 season, before all the blowouts and all of that, Ruiz was dropping bags.
Damn right he was.
Ruiz was dropping bags. Now, obviously, he didn't get no return on his investment.
Not yet.
It's a total different. Had he gotten some returns on his investment, had we did a little bit better than we did, it would have been a total different story this season. Them bags would have been dropping, and we would have been in here having a whole different conversation.
Hey, correct me if I'm wrong. When Van Dyke came, did he get a bag too, or was that before NIL?
Van Dyke didn't get no bag to come here.
Well, not no official bag, right?
No, he didn't get no bag at all to come here. NCAA violation. I know y'all send this officer in here.
Now. Come on,
I know y'all send this officer in here. We do not do that. Nobody in Miami is throwing no kind of bags the illegal way. All of it's legal. I know y'all send this probation officer in here.
Come on, be serious right now. Look, I'll even say, every team before NIL had bags. I mean, come on, look at
Miami did not have no bags before NIL. We was broke. We ain't had no money. Y'all keep that same energy.
Don't lie to me right now. Y'all got a whole 30 for 30 about y'all throwing bags. Don't bullshit.
That 30 for 30 was alleged.
I can't deal with you, man.
That's like coming up in here telling me I got a court case that's wide open. I should talk about it.
Yeah, you can do it if you want to.
I don't know what this guy's talking about. We didn't pay nobody ever.
This is why y'all got a whole TV show for it. What you talking about?
That TV show is fictional.
You crack me up, man. This is why I love your shows.
Hable no inglés, señor.
Listen, we ain't gonna out here.
Oh man.
We ain't Tekashi 6ix9ine, and we definitely ain't Charleston White.
Hell no.
We definitely ain't Charleston White in ourselves.
Damn.
Poor Mr. Levi.
At the end of the day, though, NIL is here, and it ain't going nowhere. So, with that being said, we got to drop them bags legally.
As I said, though, dropping the bags is not enough. Y'all got to win. Like the other dude said. That's the main thing. You got to win.
We got to win. But winning or not, we got to drop them bags. Georgia winning right now, dropping bags.
Yeah, but Georgia didn't have to drop bags right now, and they just winning. They can take what they want now.
No, you've been misinformed, my guy. Georgia is still dropping them bags.
I understand that.
Listen, Ohio State
they cannot drop bags and still win.
The proof is in the pudding. If you want to see where NIL is at, go listen to what Ryan Day said. Ryan Day said we need $13 million. $13 million to maintain this team. $13 million. That's what he asked for. $13 million.
Listen to me.
Yeah, he said that last year. Didn't he see T2I? He said that last
to maintain this roster and to bring in the players that we need $13 million.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
All right.
My guy said we need $13 million.
Listen. Alabama and Georgia been recruiting at that level before NIL.
And they're going to have to keep recruiting that with NIL.
Winning will always bring the best recruits.
Yeah, okay? And a bag
don't
will
matter
too.
How much money you got. If you still losing, don't matter what you ain't gonna get the best recruits.
If you bring in the best recruits if you're dropping them bags and they come in and they performing and they getting drafted, it's just gonna continue. It's just gonna be a continuation of that.
See what? Look here.
Drop the bags, get the best players here, let them perform, we'll win, and it'll go up from there.
Money don't fix all your problems, man.
It surely will. It surely will. That's a lie. Broke people told you that.
Okay. Let me answer your question. So if that's true, then how come y'all problems ain't been fixed since 2002?
What are you talking about? We just recently started throwing money at players.
There's a whole freaking 30 for 30 on y'all throwing money at players.
I don't know what this guy is talking about. This guy coming in here. He's
man,
an officer.
Be serious.
A favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man. Shit, I'm saying.
Be serious right now. Like,
who
come on.
Was your coworker, Officer Ricky?
Done, dude.
We listen. NIL has been legal for how long now? For what?
Hey, look, you already been charged with it. You got caught up with it. Y'all got caught.
NIL's been
It's okay to talk about it.
NIL is going on what, like three seasons now, 3 years now.
Yeah.
That's how long we've been throwing back.
All right. Okay. So how come you ain't been dropping bags like that for the past 3 seasons?
We did last year.
I
don't know why we cooling. I don't know why we cooling off this year. Because we saw the results of throwing bags last year.
Daddy Ruiz ran out of money.
The year before that, didn't you see what Jimbo Fisher did? He threw the bag. He got the number 1 class in the country.
They got oil.
The next season, guess what he did? He stopped. He didn't throw the bag. Man fell off the face of the earth in recruiting.
Wait, who you talking about, C2Y?
Jimbo Fisher. Texas A&M. The year before, they had the number 1 class in the country. Signed like 7 5-stars.
Yep.
The next season, they didn't throw the bag like that. Guess what happened? They were non-existent in recruiting. The bag, with NIL, the bag got to be thrown.
Still beat Miami, though.
Georgia is winning championships, and they still know that they got to throw the bag, too.
Hey, look here, man. We know they.
You got to get the top guys. You got to get the top guys. The top 5-star, top 4-stars. You got to get them. They're going to come with a bag.
I'm not saying you can't just give the money. I'm not saying that. But you saying that just throwing the bag is enough. That's not enough.
No, I ain't saying that's enough. I'm saying we ain't got a leg to stand on. I'm saying Miami. I'm talking about Miami. Miami ain't got a leg to stand on right now. Miami just came off of 5-7. We got new offensive coordinator, new defensive coordinator. We got blown out by everybody and their grandma. We ain't got a leg to stand on.
We ain't even got a wheelchair to sit in.
So we definitely got to throw the bag.
Yeah. So, but see, that's the difference, though. It's like, okay, with Georgia, they the back-to-back champs. They can throw the bag, but they winning too.
See, that's what I'm saying.
See, this is what I say. It's levels to the bag. It's level to the bag. Georgia's winning championship. Georgia's winning. They might not have to throw a big bag as much as we have.
Right. They don't have to try as hard. That's what I was getting to. They might not have to try as hard because their proof is in the pudding. They're on the field, okay, doing this. Okay.
Georgia could tell these recruits, listen, we're winning championships. We're in the SEC. We're putting guys in the NFL. We're developing guys. Every year, we're putting this amount of guys into the NFL. We might not have to throw a big bag like a Miami would or a Florida State or even a Florida, the guys that's not, going to the playoffs all the time and stuff like that. But they're going to still throw a little bag. Right. We're not winning. We got to throw a bigger bag. Now,
that don't fix it all. You got to win, though. There's no point in throwing the bigger bag.
Obviously, to get those top-notch guys here, you got to throw the bag. Now, if we go out there this season and we win October and November, I'm keep telling y'all, October and November, we might have a different conversation. Because we might be on a roll. The first 6 games is winnable. The only competition really in those first 6 games is
Miami,
North Carolina and Texas A&M.
Miami, Ohio.
We're not doing this Miami, Ohio thing. All right. I'm skipping over that game. And if we lose that game, man, I don't know what to tell you.
Hey, T2, I do have a question about our bet.
What's up?
Hold on. I didn't want you connected to the card. Hold on. So when we bet that Florida State has a better recruiting class than Miami, we're going off composite rankings, right?
Composite.
Right. Okay. Just make it clear, because our 3 have.
I don't do 0-3. I don't do the other sites. I do the composite. I put them all together, because if we do it that way, everybody's gonna say, well, I'm gonna go with 0-3 on this guy because he's a 5-star. I ain't gonna go with 247 who got him as a 4. And if you go with this guy here's a 3-star, but on Rival he's a 5-star, I'm going with Rivals.
Same with team
ESPN.
recruiting rankings, right?
So I go with the composite. You can't go wrong with the composite.
All right. What about when you go with the team recruiting rankings? Had one at like 12, one at 15.
Yeah, that's what it is. At the end of the day, if your class, they got the rankings at the end of the day. And the rankings is based off the composite anyway.
Oh, okay. All right. I got you. Okay. That answered my question then.
Yeah, so if y'all finish with a better class than us, you won. That's it. Right now, if Miami start throwing bags, We ain't even gonna have to have no conversation. I'll just throw you my cash out.
Look here.
What did I miss?
I'm tired of you thinking Florida State broke because you act like we can't throw bags too.
Man, Florida State ain't broke. Y'all been
You always
throwing
calling us
a little bag this year. Y'all boosters don't came on since Mike Norvell done magically won 10 games. They ain't beating a ranked opponent, but he won 10 games.
Oh, now come on now. Don't do that to me.
That's what I'm gonna need to see from Florida State this year. Beat somebody that's ranked.
You know what? Hold on. I'm gonna pause for a second. Because for years now, Miami been in the worst part of the conference, and y'all ain't won nothing. You gonna talk about Florida State, man? Come on now.
Yep, exactly.
We do not care.
Damn.
At the end of the day, recruiting. Right now, Miami got to drop their bag. The teams that's winning championships, the teams that's going to the playoffs, they still dropping bags. Their bags might not be as big as ours. Their requirement might not be as big. They still dropping them. What makes you think us, as bad as we've been, we ain't gonna have to drop no bags? What makes you think we gonna back off on NIL?
Oh, y'all definitely.
We in too deep right now. We in too deep.
Damn right.
Billy Napier was talking about scared money, and he got outbid by everybody and their mama. Florida said, not this year. Not this year. We about to drop these bags. Y'all want to go out there and see us win 6 games, 4 games, and then the next season, probably another 6 or 4 games? Y'all better start dropping them bags right now. They dropping bags right now.
Mm-hmm. I know they see this shit.
At the end of the day, gotta drop them bags, man.
Name of the game is money, baby.
Like I said, come October, November, it might be a different tone in here. I might be flexing a little bit if we 6-0.
Huh. A little.
I might be in here saying line up George. But hey, man, where we at right now, drop them bags. Drop them damn bags. Spend that.
I mean, if you say line up Georgia, Pizza, I love you, brother, but I'm gonna tell you something. That's all alone.
Spend the check and get it right back. Yeah, man, that's tough. Oklahoma got Jaden Jackson. A lot of the recruits that we going after, they've been choosing other schools. We got to start dropping them bags. We ain't got no leg to stand on. Ain't nothing we can sell these other kids, these top recruits. They got to wait. Everything with Miami right now is wait and see. Wait and see what the offense is going to look like. Josh Gaddis was terrible. Wait and see what the defenses look like. We just got a new defensive coordinator, new coaching staff. We got to wait and see if we're going to make any improvement from getting blown out by everybody. It's a wait and see. Our recruiting is going to obviously be determined in October and November. Early September is, cupcakes, other than Texas A&M. So plain and simple, our recruiting is going to go into October and November. So if we going after these guys and we're not trying to throw no bags, and guess what? They might commit somewhere else, and it's going to be harder to flip them, and the bag's going to be a lot bigger to flip them. So if you're going to throw them bags, go ahead and throw them. Don't be holding back now, man. Man, I'm gonna put the link back in the chat. I see Sarge in the building. UGA squad might be better than 2022 squad. I hear you. Georgia dropping them bags. Georgia winning championships and they still dropping them bags. Bag ain't got to be that big for Georgia, but they still drop them. What make us think we too good to drop them bags?
We not.
You see the difference when dropping them bags. There's a difference between getting 3 stars and getting 4 or 5 stars.
Yeah.
It's a huge difference. Had we gone out there, let's just say last year we was 7 and 5 or something.
Mm-hmm.
We would have had a better chance selling that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe our bag wouldn't be $1 million, maybe it'll be 800.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, we made this bed, we gotta lay in it. Yesterday prices ain't today's prices. Things don't go on up, man. Inflation.
Imagine if we would have went 7 and 5, right? Went to a bowl game and won the bowl game. We wouldn't be having this conversation.
You heard Brett Venables. What Brett Venables just said out loud is what all these other coaches is telling them that's going up against Mario. That's going up against Miami. We're in a lot of top recruits. We're in a lot of these guys' top 5s and top this and top that.
Yep.
Every school is in there. Why are you considering Miami? Or did you see what they did last year? They got new coaching staff. What is they selling you? How much is they offering you when it comes to NIL? That's all? Really? Okay, you said they offering you 50,000? Okay, cool. We'll give you 75. It ain't hard to sell a kid from 50 to 75 when you look at all the other stuff that comes with, losing and all that, and new coaching staff and all that. Maybe if we was winning and shit, you tell this guy we're gonna give you 50 and somebody say 75, he might say, nah, I'm still going to Miami.
Right.
But now you throw him 75 instead of 25. Miami, hey, they offering me 75. What's up with 100? It is what it is. That's tough. But anyways, man.
Me ain't lying. You ain't lying.
Man.
They got to go by what they see, not by what they hear. They got to go.
Let me look real quick because I think this is a troll job. I think this is a troll job, but let me double check anyway. We ain't gonna fall for it. We ain't gonna fall into it. Oh man, y'all see what's going on over there at Northwestern?
Man, bruh.
Yo, hold up. Wait a minute. Miami just got a commitment from JoJo Trader, baby. Let's go. Let's freaking go. Miami just got a commitment from Joe Trader, one of the top wide receivers in the country, baby. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Drewski 14. Appreciate that, my guy. Top wide receiver, 5-star wide receiver. I think they on the. You know what? Let me go check the composite because we do composites over here. Basically, hold on. Let me share my screen with you guys. The guy that does all the edits, Hayes. You just put it out there on Twitter. So let me go ahead and share that on the screen with you guys.
Yeah, that's the same dude I seen on IG. I seen that today.
We just gotta come. Listen, man. This is a morale boost right now. Cause boy, we was just down for a second ago. I ain't gonna lie to you. We was down for a second ago. JoJo Trader has committed to the University of Miami. Obviously chose us over Ohio State, Florida, and Florida State. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Chose Miami over Florida and Florida State and Ohio State. Let's go, baby. That's what I'm talking about. We needed this morale boost.
Lord knows.
Man, look at God.
What are you doing?
This past hour has been sad as hell. And then boom, just like that. You gotta love July. Now,
Christmas in July.
Obviously, JoJo didn't put out any commitment dates or nothing, so this is just boom out of nowhere. Nobody's seen it coming. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Let's freaking go, man. Let me make that full screen. Full screen, baby. Let's go.
Let's go. We need
Yes,
that.
sir.
That's what I'm talking about, baby. Committed to the U. Florida
Yeah,
State
it's
head.
official.
Florida, bow your head.
It's official.
Ohio State, bow your head. Cut all y'all head. Who just got stuffed in the locker room now? Billy Napier just got stuffed in the locker room. Norvell just got stuffed in the locker room. Bow your heads. Shout out to Big Homie. Bow your head. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Man, we needed this. We needed this.
Well, we needed that.
We needed this.
Morale booster here.
Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Now let's go on over to 247 Sports real quick. Let's see what they got.
It's all on IG. I'm getting updates on my phone. We just grabbed him.
That's what Sarge, that's what I'm talking about, Sarge. That's what I'm talking about. We needed this morale boost, man. This last hour and so been sad as hell. We needed this.
See how the football recruiting gods work? There you go. Bang.
Yeah, boy. Hey, hold on a minute, y'all. Keep
Oh, dang. Why 247 Sports doing Florida State like that? They got my guy listed as a 3-star.
Damn.
That Jonathan Daniels guy that Florida State been bragging about 247 Sports doing y'all dirty. They got him as a 3-star. Hold on. Hold up.
They'll be all right.
I told you, we go with the composites. So he's a composite 4-star. He's a 4-star in my book. There you go, Florida State. Y'all picked up a 4-star today. But 247 Sport got him as a 3-star. So I don't know what's going on over there. Everybody else see him upsides, but they don't see his upside. That's tough. Now let me go on over to the U. Trader. Let's see what Gabby and all them boys see what they wrote about this one. All right.
Man, when the last time we had a 5-star receiver.
Commitment from coveted target in the 224 cycle. Basically, out of Hollywood, Florida. Listed as an athlete, but we know he's a wide receiver. He can play corner too. Josiah Trader announced his players to the University of Miami basically Thursday night, choosing the Hurricanes over Florida State, Georgia, Ohio State, amongst others. Florida got stuffed in the locker room too. Yeah. 6'1", 175-pound Trader is committed, is basically commit number 22. Wait, what? We ain't got 22 commits. What are you talking about? Anyway, I'll just continue reading. For head coach Cristobal and his staff in the 2024 cycle, they must be counting the transfers along with the high school guys. That's how they probably came up in 2024. But I think this is like a 15 or 16 guy from the high school. Anyway, 5 spots. Oh, so we're number 16 in the country now. We're number 16 in the country on the 247 Sports team rankings with his commitment. They're like family, Trader said. Trader has told 247 Sports in the past, also speaking highly of Cristobal. He's a passionate coach. Trader said he's doing good with the coaching staff right now. Trader's ranked number 3 in the nation, basically athlete, number 44th prospect overall. Okay. Let's see. It's like a brotherhood down there, Trader said about the program. It's like a family. I can relate to a lot of people down there and, stuff like that. All right. Miami signed a top 10 class in 2. We know all that. I feel like they got a good group coming up now. He said Miami on the recruiting efforts. They've been doing a good job recruiting me, and I can't wait to see what they do this season. Yeah, still got to see what we do this season. It is what it is.
Yeah, we got to win, man. To keep these boys, we got to win and show them that, they can come here and thrive. That offense got to show what it can do. Feel me?
Yep. So that makes our second wide receiver top wide receiver in this class, you know, with Chance Robinson already committed. So, hey, Florida State, what happened? I thought he was a Seminole.
Wow,
What
I
happened?
don't swear they at there.
What BB at?
Y'all,
What BB at? BB, where you at? I thought he was a Gator,
y'all ain't in the
BB.
chat no more.
I thought he was a Gator. Y'all told me he was a Gator. Florida fans gonna start lying to me. Florida fans gonna start lying to me.
Yeah.
Sarge, they've been lying to me. They've been lying to me, Sarge. These Florida Gator fans be lying to me. They be telling me all these guys they gonna get over Miami. JoJo Trader has committed to the University of Miami. That's what I'm talking about, baby.
Yeah, facts.
That's what
Receiver.
I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. We needed this. We needed this, boy. This is a morale boost like a mother right now. We
Bruh,
needed this.
talk about it, bro.
We needed this. Let me see real quick. Let me go to our let me go to him real quick, pull up his metrics and everything like that.
Five-star.
We needed this. Now on the composite. Oh, sorry. Did I forget to mention that he was a 5-star? Did I forget to mention?
Say it again.
Did I forget to mention that he was a 5-star?
Uh-oh.
I didn't forget to mention that he was a 5-star, did I? Number 3.
No, tell him again.
Athlete, number 5 player in the state of Florida. Nationally, he's the number 25th. I didn't forget to mention he was a 5-star.
Say it again.
Yo, man, I'm telling you, if y'all are just tuning in right now, hit that like button, please, and thank you. Subscribe to the channel if you ain't already. We needed this. We needed this morale boost. For those y'all that came in there, YT2Y yelling, what's going on? We just got a commitment from a 5-star wide receiver, Josiah Trader. JoJo Trader has committed to the University of Miami. Chose the University of Miami over Florida State, Florida, Ohio State, and all of them. Every last one of them. Look.
That part.
Look. Miami just stuffed the Gators, the Seminoles, the Bulldogs, and the Buckeyes in the locker room. We needed this. We needed this. Brent Venables, the suck your mother. We needed this. Yeah, man. After Brent Venables talked all that trash today, Brent Venables will suck your mouth. That's tough.
I hope they don't win their game this year.
That's tough. He said Florida State. Nope, don't come in here spreading them lies. He's a 4-star. Y'all ain't getting no 5-star. Y'all got a 4-star. 47 Sports already disrespected y'all and said he was a 3-star. So don't come in here talking about you got a 5-star. You got a 4-star. He's a composite 4-star. We got a 5-star. Our guy's a composite 5-star. Florida State, we outshining y'all on y'all day. That's tough. This guy wasn't even set to make no commitment. He didn't put out no time. He did it on his own time. He chose the U on his own time. Y'all got a commitment today. He's a 4-star, not a 5-star. We got a composite 5-star. And he chose us over y'all. He chose us over y'all. I'm telling you, when I get off of this, I'm going on Twitter. I'm about to go troll. I'm about to go trolling on Twitter tonight.
Oh man, yeah, I like that. Damn.
Oh man, that's what I'm talking about. We needed this. We needed this. Now the question of the day, since we've been talking about dropping bags all day, I wonder what that bag look like. I wonder what that bag look like. Mario probably was watching my stream and said, you know what, T2Y is right. We need to drop these bags. We need to start dropping these bags. BB, where you at, BB? Where you at, BB? Y'all told me y'all were getting trade over us. Where you at, BB? Yeah, boy. Anyways, man, how y'all feeling out there? How y'all feeling out there? We just stuffed Brian Hartline in the locker room. Ryan Day in the locker room. Mike Norvell in the locker room right now. He got splinters. Cause we stuck Mike Norvell in the wooden locker room, one of them old lockers. He got splinters right now.
It's a good feeling, dog. It's just the beginning. This is the first domino. Now Smith can come too. Or everybody from the Miami Garden Ravens. Come on through.
Billy Napier just need to go ahead and hire what's buddy name with the moving service, that one recruit for UCF, that wide receiver that entered the transfer portal, Quan Lee. They just need to go ahead and hire Quan Lee to move Billy on in that locker room. Just move Billy in the locker, man. Just move him in there.
Yeah. Get him a bed. Tell him to go to IKEA.
Pick up 5-star. Man, let me change that. Let me change the title. As a matter of fact, I shouldn't even have to drop a video after this one. That's tough. That's tough. Listen, I'm gonna catch y'all guys another time. JoJo Trader just committed to the University of Miami. I'm about to go on Twitter. I'm about to go troll. I'm about to go talk trash to all the Florida Gators and all the Florida fans that was running their mouth today. All you Boomer Sooner fans that just popped up out of nowhere. I'm about to go bow all y'all heads.
Get some.
Like, share, subscribe. T2Y, I'm out. Catch y'all another time.
All right, bro.